Hello everybody, my name is Fighting Windmill, and this video is also about philately, as were my last few videos. And this video is kind of leaning on the last one, because I showed some plate flows that I bought, but I have to find those plate flows myself, so I will show you how I look for them. But first, I will show you something else. I will show you plate flows on German stamps, and then I will get back to my Croatian stamps. This is also something that I bought recently, and I thought that we Croatian collectors are crazy when it comes to plate flows, but German ones are completely insane. So, of course, now you can see on this paper on the left side, and here for this stamp, the upper part, they show you where the plate flow is. But if you look at this stamp, even zoomed in, I couldn't tell by looking at these stamps. You can see something if you know what are you looking for, but it's really hard to tell. So even you see here, when where plate flow is explained, that it zoomed so much, you actually see the printing process, how printers work when you print out the stamp, because you can see the mixture of color and stuff like that. So the plate flow that I cannot see with my naked eye when I look at these stamps, and I have a pretty good eyesight, there is no way I could find this without brutal magnification. So this is regular stamp, and under this window there are just two parallel lines, but on this stamp you can see those parallel lines, but on a line that is lower you can see a little dot, and maybe you can see it zoomed in this way, maybe not, but when you zoom in way in, you kind of can see this little black dot. So that is a plate flaw. Croatian stamps are not that crazy as far as I know, but there are some crazy plate flaws also. And this stamp also, you have dot inside of number 9, and without magnification, even with this big magnification, it's not that obvious, but without magnification, I couldn't tell that this is a plate flaw, and you can see it. If I found something like this in Croatian stamp, I probably wouldn't even see that this is a plate flaw, because it's too small. And even if I saw something like this, I would say, okay, it's too small, it's not real plate flaw, something that you have to keep in your collection. But yeah, I mean, it is a plate flaw, but it is microscopic. One of the good things about philately is not that it just teaches you about patience and organization and stuff, but it teaches you about hygiene and how neat you are. And when I saw people selling lots, for example, you cannot see that this is dirty, but when you scanned it and you zoom in, you can see little particles of dust all over. So that's one of the things you learn to live with when you collect philately. Because yes, it can be cleaner, because this is from my scanner that is a million years old and I pulled it out just for this video, but it's never going to be completely clean. So that's one of the things that you have to kind of live with when you're dealing with philately. Okay, so let me show you how I find and mark my plate flaws. So I scan so I can zoom in digitally, so I can see stuff better. And I use program named Photoscape, and you will see why really soon. It's really simple, and it's really easy to use, and of course it's free for everybody who's using Windows system. So I zoomed in on a picture a bit, and I will show you how I find plate flaws. So most of Croatian plate flaws are pretty easy to find, because they are either on sides of the stamp, like just on the edges of the stamp. So first I look, are edges complete? Then if edges are complete, I look everywhere where you can see text Nezavisna država Hrvatska, independent state of Croatia, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here where the price is and where our currency is. So nothing here. Then I go to picture, and these are practically two colors, white and some other colors. So you can see this is like red. Later we will have some, I don't know, blue, green, blue. Maybe I said blue. Sorry, it's I'm really tired and it's pretty late for me now. But for example, I already know what this stamp, where the flow of this stamp is. For example, you can see these two little dots, so I will mark it. First, as I said, you look the edges, then you look around the lettering, and then you go practically, you pick a spot. For example, first I look at the sky, then I would look at the houses, then these are some kind of bushes, I look in this dark area, and then I would look like this cliff, and then this little road here. So I can find error is pretty big and pretty well known, so I see that is here, and then I put a little arrow. So I click here on object, and I found an object with an arrow. Okay, so I have to turn it another way. Just a second. Do this, and then draw an arrow like this. And now I know where I have to put my arrow when I stick my arrow stickers on the stamp. Okay, so I go further. So let's look. Maybe this stamp also has some plate flaws, but I don't see them right now. Then I don't see flaw on this stamp. I said the edges first, and this is smudged edge. So it's also really famous, really well known, that they had some flaws in their plates, so they had to fix them, and they tried to fix them later, and they put on colors like they put here. Let me show you. You really can see that this is dot of color. So this is another plate flaw. And of course we will put our arrow here. Oh, I have to select this. I'll put like this. Okay, so I will not go through all the stamps. I just wanted to show you my process. So this video would be 10 hours long if I showed everything. And I will show, for example, I already see, because I have some experience in creation stamps. So this stamp has more color than usual. You can maybe even see that this color is thicker and more dark than this stamp. So I already know that probably it ate away some of the letters. So you can see the number 2 here is not complete like on this stamp. And you can even see it in the letters here in the name of the country. So I would put an arrow here. And maybe arrow here just to show that it's multiple, that this error is on multiple places in one stamp. And I can, I can immediately see these are really easy to find. This is plate flaw here, this white dot. But I will show you, for example, this block of 9 stamps. And probably all of you can see the plate flaw immediately. This is one of most known plate flaws, and I think that it is most expensive cataloged stamp flaw. So this plate flaw is called a big bird because it looks like a bird. There is also plate flaw called little bird. It's on almost the same spot, but the bird is a bit smaller. And I think that those stamps around it don't have any flaws. So that's a really famous flaw. It's really big. And it's kind of rare. I have multiples of them. And they are open for trade. And let me see maybe one more or two more pictures so we can find another stamp. When you save in this program your picture, I will click on Save, Max Quality, and click Save. You will also have a folder named Originals. So this is now the picture of the that I saved with my arrows and stuff like that. But you will also have a folder called Originals. So every time you make some kind of modification on your picture and save it, original picture will be saved in this folder. So it will make a backup if you need to get it back. Okay, so let's look at one or two more stamps. So this is all the same stamps, so maybe not that impressive. Some of those errors plate flaws, I can see right away. For example, this I can see that this stamp has got a little dot here. So that's a plate flaw. So I can see here. There is a little dot too here, but I wouldn't put that as a plate flaw because it's too small for me to give it any kind of big significance. This stamp is either shifted or perforated too early, let's say it like that. So sometimes this may be a smaller stamp than the regular one if they shifted the perforation, but it's probably just shift and perforation, just same as this stamp here. But they also have additional flaws. This little blue dot here, and this stamp has got this blue dot and this blue dot. So they're pretty easy to find, some of them, and especially if you know where to look. For example, I can see blue dot here and blue dots here in the sky, so that's also a plate flaw. There is one called rucksack that is here. I cannot remember the other word for rucksack right now. My English is still not that good. And because this guy looks, these are two people, and one of them looks like he's wearing a backpack, a rucksack, right? I remembered. And some plate flaws, as I said, are easy to find. For example, you can see the dots here. Maybe even other stamps have flaws on this block of 4. And you can see there is color smudged all over the stamps. That is also considered a flaw or plate flaw, depending on who you ask. So these stamps look different in color. That's because the printing process is different for them. And that's not a flaw by itself, because Creation Catalog makes difference between 3 types of papers, so 3 types of printings. So there is offset printing, normal printing, and I don't know, a few more. But there are also plate flaws, because I can see dot here and I can see dot here in the sky. Okay, let's look one more picture maybe. So this is the same stamp, so maybe that will not be that attractive. So these are the stamps. Even I know that I will have trouble finding plate flaws on some of these stamps, but for now they are pretty easy to find. Same here with color smudges. We call it waterfalls, and you can see smudge here and here. Maybe some other flaws, but I will have to look more detail into it. This is also very famous plate flaw, because you can see the dot here where the land meets the sky. Okay, so this is also immediately visible to me. There is a white dot here. Maybe some other, but I will have to look more detailed. And for example, yes, I can see this is a plate flaw, 2 dots. I'm trying to find something that may be harder for me to find. For example, I don't see the plate flaw immediately here on this block of 4 stamps, so I would have to look more for it. Let's see if I can find it. So first, the edges are okay. Edge is okay. 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 There is a little dot here, but I wouldn't count that as a plate flaw. Then you look at the text. Well, there is a dot here, so we may consider that a plate flaw. And I already see that maybe even this A is a bit deformed, but I wouldn't do this as a plate flaw. Maybe this dot here. Okay, everything is pretty clear here. Ah, yeah. And as I go to picture, I can see the plate flaw immediately. I would first look at the sky, but I can't see the plate flaw on the sky. But as I look at the towers, nothing on the first tower. But as I go to this main building here, I can see this white hole here. So I know that probably the guy who sold me saw this as a plate flaw. Maybe you could see this dot too. Maybe this is just some dirt that's in the scanner. So I will mark this and try to find it if I have this part of a sheet and to compare if this is really a plate flaw or something else, but this is definitely a plate flaw. You can see here the smudge, so we don't have to look more. That's a plate flaw. But I can see also here is a white dot, and I would have to go and see on other stamps. Maybe we can find something. Okay, let me just see the other types of stamps that we have here. This is shifted overprint, so it's pretty easy to find, but there is something I want to show you on this picture, and we will end video with this one. I told in last video that there is practically problem with different types of papers for creation stamps. I don't know why Zoom is not working right now. Just see. Ah, yes, I killed my keyboard. Okay, so even now you probably can see some plate flaws here. Here white dot, here white dot, here white dot, and so on. This is just shift of overprint, maybe additional ones, but this overprint is shifted. On this blue one, usually there are plate flaws with people on this part, and sometimes there are holes here, and they are the most famous plate flaws. So maybe this is either dirt or plate flaw, and probably no, this maybe here, no, nothing here. So for example, I cannot find the plate flaw here, and I would leave this for later when I have more concentration and more time. So I will skip this for now, and I will show you what I wanted on these stamps here. So this set of 4 stamps looks pretty similar to this set of 4 stamps. And there are no distinction between them in foreign catalogs. Even Michael or Scott, I don't think they make difference between these 2 stamps. And I think that Creation Catalog only mentions that there are multiple types of paper, but nothing is practically cataloged. So you don't know the prices. Is this more common or this more common? Maybe you can see that this paper looks kind of dirty because it's thinner, so you can see some imperfections and holes in the paper. And this is paper of normal thickness, so you cannot see like these colors like you can see on the block on the right side. So practically, if you want to have a complete set of stamps, you have to have this stamp here and thin paper also. And I think that in this set, and it's pretty big set, that you can find these variations of every stamp. And plus, you have people who collect plate numbers, and I will show you in one future video my plate numbers on stamps, so they would be here on the margins. And also you have the same plate number for normal paper and for thin paper. So you have to practically find them both. I think I talked too much. I don't know if this will be interesting to you. I will just show you a bit if you want. And maybe I can show you like this if you want to find plate flaws and play for yourself. But that's practically what I wanted to do for this video. So I will just show stamps like this if you are ready to some plate flaw hunting. Some of them will be really hard to find on these stamps because they are not that magnified, that close, so some of them are really small. But if you're looking on computer screen, they are bigger than regular stamps, so they are easier to find than they would be for me if I didn't scan them. And most of these plate flaws I can find pretty easily without any magnification. Those German stamps are just insane. I could never do that, of course, but so if you want to pause and try to find them, it's a pretty good waste of time. And some of them are pretty interesting, at least they are to me. So you can see, for example, some of them are really big, you can find it here. But some of them, as you saw, are not that easy to find. Okay, let's just do it for a few of you that really want to do this. I think that nobody wants to do this, but maybe somebody will find interest. When you organize your collection, this is really one of the most hard tasks, because there are so many plate flaws on some of these stamps, and you don't want to have duplicates, so you have to compare them, and some of plate flaws are really similar, so it really is hard to find and organize everything. And you will see when I scan my entire collection that it really is hell to organize everything and make it look neat. And I will have some spares if anybody is interested. For example, this is also really famous plate flaw, bug on the nose, because here this is regular stamp, well, regarding to his nose, and this stamp is not regular, but with a plate flaw. Maybe you can see a little blue dot on his nose, and this stamp has got plate flaw, the damage here under the letter V. Okay, just a few last. And this is the same, and this is the same. So there are multiple of same. Oh, they are all the same. They all have the bug of the nose, except this one. So yeah, you already know some typical plate flaws on Croatian stamps. I know that this video is probably too detailed. I will try to make shorter videos on 1 or 2 stamps that will maybe pique more interest and be more watchable, because I realize that I'm not that good at speaking English, and I tend to ramble, and video is really long if you want to watch something for this amount of time. Opa, I switched too fast. And we are, I think, in last 2 pictures. And yes, I will try to find plate flaw. I forgot, I already found plate flaws on these stamps because I had arrows to spare, so I put them here. So, you know, yes, that's it. Okay, I will try to find all the flaws today. I zoomed in and maybe now you can see the plate flow here. I will try to find all the plate flows today, but there are a lot of stems here. When you scan, there are only few pictures, but this is around 100 plate flaws, maybe more, and even more stems because some of them are in a set of 4 and so on. So I have a really long night ahead of me. Thank you for watching and taking interest. I'm open to your suggestions if you want to see something, or maybe that I talk about something in more detail. But as I said, I have some plans for future videos. I have some ideas. The time is currently the only problem, but I will find time to record something for you. Thank you one more time, and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.